Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you another full game. Rolling with the Washington football team, the Redskins, going against a lot of the same teams you see when you play regs online. A lot of guys run the same teams, so it's all the big dogs like the Packers and the Buccaneers and all that kind of stuff. So that's the only thing that sucks about regs is you don't see a lot of obscure teams. You just see a lot of the same teams when you're playing online. So when you are using a team like a Washington Redskins, which has got a fairly stout defense, but they do make mistakes offensively and stuff like that. So you're going to see me make some mistakes offense and maybe not get exactly the kind of play. I'm actually working. I've got my Washington offensive playbook. I'm working a particular scheme that allows me to run and / work the pass, but right now I'm trying to settle in completely on an offense or on a defensive formation, which essentially is the nickel wide. I like having a bunch of people in the box. I figured out how to set up my defense so I don't get burned over the top, so I'll probably be releasing that shortly. Just going against a fairly good opponent. This guy knew what he was doing. He was using, a trip set like here, which essentially is a meta set. The guy was actually making audibles and adjustments, and you're going to see some pretty good reasons and decisions by him. So this game does come down to the wire. Right here I send basically the spy, and he actually just waits for the hole to open up and actually hits the little cross underneath it, jump into cover 2, get a nice little block shed with my defensive tackle right there to go ahead and get him in the second and goal situation. Goes back to a bubble. I actually had a guy out there because there's an inside bubble. My defender played it correctly. Back to a third and goal situation. He's got a little crosser, and I pull my user out of the way, but my one defender does not play the ball at all. Fourth and goal, he hits a bubble on the left-hand side and actually picks up a first down. I think I might have pass committed and ran into cover 2 in that situation. I didn't have anybody out there. So this is basically the main offense that I'm essentially using in this formation set. And it basically is using a pistol type of an offense. Where the way this guy was playing his offense, he was playing over the top coverage. So he was basically saying, hey, go ahead and beat me underneath, and I'm not going to allow the big play. And that's my mentality. I'm going to keep beating you underneath until you actually start coming down and playing hard, and then I'm going to go over the top of you if you give me that lane. So right here, got a little crosser. I had a bench concept off to the left. Able to go ahead and hit him basically for another first down on a 3rd and 3. You can see he's running 3-3-5 defense, basically coming out of the basic 3-3-5 defense and coming down to the wide defense. So he was it's the kind of meta stuff that you see with a lot of the competitive players. So this guy was using a lot of the meta player. He was using basically all meta schemes. So that was one of the advantages of me coming in. With the way I run my offense, he's not going to see a lot of the stuff that he would normally see online. Right here, I actually pulled my guy back, and the reason why I pulled my guy back and actually stayed to not get a first down is because I wanted to try to chew off a little bit more clock. But this guy really didn't have the best run defense per se. And you can see right here, my running back just falls right in. So I wanted to chew the clock down more. I would have settled for 3 points. It was not a huge deal to me, but I didn't want to give him any kind of an opportunity to move the ball down the field. So right here, I get a nice little flat defender actually to go and put him in a situation where he picked up a few yards. Setting up the defense once again. In this type of situation, I've got a guy to defend any kind of a deep crosser off the left-hand side. I don't have any kind of spy set up right here in this type of situation. He waits patiently, and right here he misdirects, actually goes ahead and directs his wide receiver. So once again, smart player. This is high-level Madden. This is this tournament-level Madden where you got guys that playmaker, their wide receivers. Not bad players don't do stuff like that. People, high-level players actually do that. So I actually changed my settings. I went with a man-aligned type setting right there because I wanted to set some pressure, but this is the mistake that I made against him. I didn't switch it back to baseline. The way I run my defense is a baseline, and I want my opponents to actually do that, but because he was no huddling, I couldn't switch in it. You can see kind of the clock milking down. I jumped into cover 2 situation. He just kept popping me in the seam. So high level, smart Madden player, just exposing the weakness of the defense and just to keep it exposing it. And as a result, he goes up by a touchdown and milk the clock completely. So that's exactly what I didn't want to do when I actually went ahead and tried to stop it. So I'm getting the ball in the second half. I wanted to try to put him in a situation where he didn't have an opportunity to score, or he had to settle for 3, but he does exactly what he needs to do to stay competitive in this game. So I hit him with a nice little inside zone. And this is one of the biggest boneheaded plays right here. I'm expecting the seam route, the in route to be open, but his defender played it perfectly. He went up atop the coverage, and instead of just letting my guy go by, he came inside. So I don't know what the coverage was, but you can see right here how my guys are not aligned, and they're supposed to be base aligned in this type of situation. And as a result, my guys are out of position, and that's why I gave up that little bubble right there. So and now he's no huddling me. So this is one of those things. Now I go ahead and try to base align to get my guys set up, but now he's quick huddling against me. And right here he takes a shot over the top with Gronk, and Gronk is just a beast and gets in. So he catches me in the wrong defense because I had to go ahead and switch my guys around. I had a man line, and I had to do base and line, because that's the only thing I don't like about my defense, is that it doesn't go to a double A gap exactly the way that you want. You want to have a man line for that. So now I'm down by 2 scores. I need to stop against this guy. He's smart, intelligent player. He knows how to quick snap and read defenses and look for holes really quick. But I've also got to score too against them. So I don't want to go. I was expecting some type of a pressure, but this guy played a lot of coverage. I go ahead and hit the little dragger with Humphreys underneath. Minute and 40 seconds left. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at the seam, and sure enough, he pulls a guy down over the top. McLaren is able to go ahead and get the ball down to the 11-yard line right there in that type of situation. Once again, he's coming down, and as a result, I go ahead and hit the corner, and with a good run by Gibson, I'm able to go ahead and get the ball into the end zone to be down by a score. So back on defense here. I've got my guys base the line. I want to have him make some decisions. Nice little run right there off tackle with his guy. 2nd and 4 type of situation. Now I actually go into a man defense, and he actually goes ahead and falls forward. So he's doing the exact same thing that I did in the previous quarter, is that he's milking the clock. He's trying to finish this game out. He does not want to be in a situation where he gives the ball back to me or get a stop. So 2nd and 5 situation, go back to the run. I'm going with a man defense. It was a pretty aggressive man defense. Chewing the clock down. Look at the clock right there, about 10 seconds left. Once again, my guys get him down into a 4th and 2 situation, 4th and 1 situation. He goes with goal line, and right here, I tackle him. It looks like he's got a first down, but he doesn't get it. That was a BS EA move. I looked at the instant replay after the fact, and it looked like he actually got across the line of scrimmage. So I got a huge EA break right there in that type of situation, so I'll go ahead and take it. So and my mentality is if I get the ball back and I get my opportunity to score, I'm going to milk the clock down as much as possible. I'm going for 2 because I got a break, so I want to basically go ahead and do this. 4th and 4 situation, and go into this great money play. This play is phenomenal because a lot of times this little hitch route does not get covered up, and it's very important that you don't spam that particular route, because if you do, he's going to pick up on it and probably make some kind of adjustment to stop it. So that's why you don't want to go. You want to hold on to that particular play until you need it. So right here, chewing the clock down. See how the clock is down to 37 seconds left. I've got all my 3 timeouts. I'm down in scoring territory in the red zone. So I'm going to just keep chewing this clock down as much as possible. Burn my first timeout. I'm going to leave some time for me just in case. So right here, a little wheel route on the backside right here, and get it down to the 1-yard line. I thought about, I know how to burn some time off the clock, and then came back and took a timeout in this type of situation. So 3rd and goal situation, I get this strange animation. My guys actually come off. I didn't throw the ball. I didn't hand it off, and as a result, I get a delay game, and then I get a illegal man downfield. Now I come to basically a very popular red zone offense to get in the ball in the red zone and actually go up. I didn't want to go back to the same play as previously because I assumed that this guy would make an adjustment and actually get a nice animation to go up by a score, leave him essentially no time left on the clock, and as a result, I'm able to go and pick up a victory. So, guys, I'm going to be working on this nickel defense. I know I've been talking about it for a long time, but I think I've really settled in on some formations or particular plays I like to use. So I'll probably break that down for my patrons first and then actually show you guys how I run my defense. Still need something that's going to be very pressure orientated, but we'll start working on that for you. So once again, guys, thank you for support. Until next time.